and post army, I did some. I taught interrogation for the military as a contractor. Then I moved to Honduras, and I lived abroad, doing a lot of stuff. My wife had a textile export company. I helped with that. Our family got home invaded. That led to a job at a physical security company. A friend of mine said, "Hey, my company's bleeding money. Do you think you can figure out what's going on?" And within a month, I had found $1 million of hidden debt. I created new revenue streams. I got it to a place where it was doing okay within the 3 months. And it's a company with 435 employees.
I have to say, Chris Voss has nothing on your background, right? Like, people often quote Chris Voss, and like when I look to people who have like that tangible, real skill set, and do you know what? Before we were talking about this, and I was trying to figure out where you would go with that answer, because in my head, I can imagine you being that sort of annoying person that asks questions all the time. In that environment, that's not always welcome, is it? It's kind of that curiosity sometimes is kind of like, just shut up and do your job, all right? But I guess if you can prove a few times that by asking those questions you're adding real value, because then you can be something more than what you originally were, rather than just asking questions for the sake of asking questions, then you add real value, right?
Yes, I think that's well said. I mean, you're 100% right. Not everybody likes somebody who rocks the boat, and certainly, I'm asking questions to see how things can be made better. Um, Middle managers don't always like that skill set around them, because you know they know a lot of them. I think are comfortable with what they do. They know what they do, and they want to keep doing what they do. But if I find if you don't disrupt yourself, eventually you will be disrupted by some external force, and you won't be ready for it. That's really, I think, the core at what I try to do when serving businesses and entrepreneurs is disrupt them, is to see far enough down the road to see what's likely to disrupt them, and then we talk through, well, what would you do if that happened? And then when it does happen, they're not surprised, right? And they know what to do, what action to take. And a lot of times, when you're prepared to respond to a disruption, you're able to kind of surf that wave and get ahead of everybody else in your field, right? You're making the moves before the market shifts.
It's almost like, and again, as we kind of discussed offline, it's almost like your job is to break shit, right?
That's my slogan is I break things for good.